know that MS affects so many more people than just you. And that's why we rally together on Walk Day, because we are stronger than this disease. Is that right? And we're not going to stop until we end this disease. You know, we've advanced the cures because of the work that you've done in fundraising here. We have three main goals: stop disease progression, restore functions that's been lost, and ultimately let's end MS together. And we put together a 3-year roadmap, and last week we just brought together the brightest scientists in the world, 17 countries and the United States, to start really looking at this puzzle. It's not just, we've been doing it for years, but this is what we're doing as a National MS Society. You're a National MS Society. We are really looking at a close look at what can we do so we have a pathway to cure for each one of you that are affected by MS.
Before you begin your walk, I'd like you to think about why you're here. Is it to remember a loved one who had MS? Maybe you're here to support someone living with the challenge of multiple sclerosis, but no matter what your reason for walking, I'm so glad you're here. This disease, it's a hard pill to swallow. And it's so different for everyone. They call it the snowflake disease, but that seems way too nice of an analogy to describe the suffering, right? I've been living with MS for 18 years, and I spent a lot of those years with my head in the sand, not willing to accept. I'm still not entirely sure that I've reached the acceptance stage, honestly, but maybe that's just because acceptance looks different than I thought it would. Because acceptance doesn't mean surrender. And I've spent the last decade doing everything I could to fight. And yet, this is only my second MS walk. Because for some reason, even after I took my head out of the sand, even after I became a warrior advocate for myself, it took me a while to realize that it might be therapeutic to slow down and sometimes just talk, to connect with other people who are also living with MS, because there are almost 3 million of us, y'all. So last year, I found my group, the Invincibles, and they led me here for the first time. And I may almost never make the meetings because I'm so dang busy, but it is such a comfort to know I have that connection, because it's those connections that give us strength. I'm so grateful for the friends and family walking with me, not just today, but every day. And I'm grateful for all of you who I don't know, who are here in solidarity, because none of us are fighting alone, and each of you exemplifies that. Look around. We are surrounded by people living with MS, their friends, their families, their co-workers. Each of us has dreams and each of us has wishes. So as you walk today, I want you to think about why you're here. What is your wish? For a world free of multiple sclerosis? Your wish may be for greater understanding in working, living, and loving someone with MS. My wish is that in the near future, Walk MS will be part of the history that helped find a cure for MS. This is why we walk.